Am I the asshole for wanting to be a princess too? I, 18F, was invited to go to a Renaissance fair with a couple of my friends. It would be me and two other couples. Before asking me, they made sure I wouldn't mind being the fifth wheel, which I don't. A few days after the couple that invited me, 18F and 18M, asked what I was thinking for my costume. I replied that I wanted to be a princess with a hennin. My friend replied that she was going to be the same thing, wearing a green dress. I said that I also wanted to be wearing green, but would settle for blue since she had already decided. But they were both pretty against me being a princess, even if wearing a different color, their reason being that because it was couple's costume for them, knight and princess, it would be weird if I also a princess. They also added that people wouldn't be able to tell who was the couple between us. I feel like it's not that serious. We suggested other costumes. I suggested being her lady-in-waiting, but she was very against that, and they suggested I be a court jester or wizard, but I would really like to wear a dress/something girly. By the end of the conversation, it seemed like everyone was getting a little frustrated, and my friend told me I could wear whatever I want, and that it was my choice. But I'm not sure if she would still prefer me not to be a princess/be upset, but me doing so. So whipped if I wore a distinct princess costume as well? Not the asshole arguing who gets to play the princess shouldn't be a thing after the age of 6. Kind of telling that she seems insecure who's going to be perceived as being with her boyfriend or not. Does she usually have jealous behaviors with you? If she needs it to be very obvious that her knight is her date, she needs to get a handkerchief, ribbon, or small scarf/shawl that matches her outfit to tie to his arm as her favor. You are not the asshole. Dress as thou pleaseth. Not the asshole, it's a Renaissance fair. It's going to be full of knights, princesses, wizards, and jesters. Your friend's objections to your dress are as laughable as they are ridiculous. Not the asshole. Go as a fairy or elf princess, or even a queen, cause she ain't the boss of you, and you deserve to shine. Not the asshole your friend is acting like a 5 years old at her birthday party. I'd be a queen or an empress. Let her be the princess if she wants that so bad. Am I the asshole for refusing to swap my piano lesson time with another girl? So I, 18M, have been going to a music school for 11 years now. For 6 years, ever since I switched schools and had to start commuting there, I've had the piano lesson, PL for this post, at the same time Wednesday 1900 hours to 1945, and before that I've had ensemble class EC. I had a different teacher for EC before, but for the last 2 years, the old one retired. I go to the EC of the same teacher I have for PL. It is important to note that both of those ECs were at the same time 1815 to 1900 hours. At the EC there is this one girl, 17F, let's call her Emma. She also happens to be my classmate, so we have the same timetable at school. Our teacher is in my town only on Tuesday and Wednesday, and Emma had her PL on Tuesday, right after school if she took the bus. This year, she suddenly needs to have the PL after EC. I live in the same town where the music school is, but I live at the other end, so if I take some shortcuts through fields and forests I can get there in 20 minutes. Those shortcuts are unusable in winter though, so it usually takes around 30 minutes. Emma lives in neighboring town, and it takes her around an hour to go on foot, but her mother always picks her up, so it takes her like 4 minutes by car. This year, her brother has some kind of sports class in some other town, so after the EC ends, she has to wait for 20 minutes for her mother to pick her brother up, and then her. For some reason, both Emma and her mother can't deal with this. She's a stay-at-home mom, and has no problem picking her up both of those days, so she gets to the music school and back in 10 minutes. For me, it takes an hour. Long story short, I refused to switch with her for my own comfort. We agreed with our music teacher that I'll have the PL at the same time like always last year, and I am not willing to switch with her. When her mother found out, she started freaking out and went straight to our teacher. They are friends, so suddenly there are 3 people pushing me to switch, even though it makes 0 sense to me. I told her I'd rather quit, but the teacher needs me there because I'm basically carrying the EC. So tell me, am I the asshole? Not the asshole, and don't give in. Make it abundantly clear to your teacher that you will quit EC if you are coerced into switching. Whether you actually would is another issue, but it's leverage. People use leverage tactics when negotiating, so you might as well start practicing now. Don't let them guilt trip you either. Not the asshole. For one thing, it's your time. For another, switching would inconvenience you more than sticking would inconvenience the other person. Not the asshole. She asked if you could switch, and you said that you can't. That should have been the end. If they force the switch, you should definitely follow through on quitting. Don't let them disrespect your time. Not the asshole. We don't love the times for my son's extracurriculars, but that's the name of the game. I don't run that shit. It doesn't run for my son only. This is pure entitlement. Tell them you are your priority, and changing the schedule will really cause inconveniences for you. You understand their problems, but you don't want to suffer by making someone's life easier, and surely they should understand since they are trying to do the same. Not the asshole. Your boundary is maintaining your current slot or quitting. Don't give in. They are trying to guilt you because they think they can. You are doing nothing wrong. They are more flexible, but don't want to be. Heaven forbid she sits quietly on her phone for 20 minutes while waiting on mom to pick her up. Give me a break. If you have another option for PLs in your town, I'd suggest at least looking into whether you think that could work. Maybe better for you to just cut bait now. With her mom and the teacher being friends, I have a sense that they may end up screwing you either way. My advice is always to act first. Would I be the asshole if I refused to cut my hair? Hi guys, 15F. So yesterday my mom made a comment about how I should take 6 inches off my hair, and the rest of the family agrees with her. For context, my hair is about 32 inches long. I have been growing it out since 2023, with a short break for a while in 2024. My hair is dark down in color, thin and straight, 1A or 1B. I have never had any issues like dandruff, damage, or hair fall. I take care of the occasional split ends by using hair dusting. I take good care of my hair by washing it twice a week, using hair mask once a week, using hair serum every day, and using rosemary water as a scalp tonic. I never use heat styling. It's not like I hog the shower while washing my hair. It takes max 20-25 minutes, and it is not interfering with my daily life. I see no reason to get it cut, but I can't stop thinking about what my mom said. AITA if I straight up told her no the next time she brings it up? Nope, not the asshole. But at 32 inches, you probably wouldn't miss a few inches. It doesn't have to be 6. And usually hair is healthier overall if it gets the dead or damaged ends off every once in a while. It can also stimulate growth. I don't understand how. I usually just ask the stylist to trim for health and just take off the damaged stuff. But your body, your choice, especially at 15. You're not a little girl who needs to have decisions made for them. It is, and I cannot stress this enough, your hair. My hair was to my chest while my sister had a buzz cut, and those were the right choices for each of us because that was how we wanted our hair. Hair doesn't have a platonic ideal. There's no right or wrong way for it to be. It's an evolutionary holdover that does basically nothing. It only benefits you in the ways that it makes you happy. If having it long makes you happy, that is how it should be. Of course not the asshole, it's your head. But I am curious why she thinks you should cut it. Info. What reasons do they give for suggesting that you get a trim? Not the asshole, it's your hair, and it sounds like you're taking great care of it. My daughter has really long hair and doesn't like getting a trim, but despite her care the ends are awful. It looks so much better with a 6-millionthly trim. Her ends are wispy and thin compared to the rest of it. She has fine hair but a very thick head of it until towards the ends. Am I the asshole for not sharing my kids' tests? My son is in 9th grade, and my friend's daughter is in 8th grade. Last week she asked me to give her my son's 9th grade tests and assessments. I'm disappointed, and I don't know how to tell her the answer is no. My son has excellent grades, but it is the result of his efforts. Her daughter is not having any difficulties in class. We live in France, and her average is around 15/20, kind like a B grade. I believe her daughter should study like all the other classmates, and that it's not fair to my son or any other student who studies and works hard. Am I the asshole for not wanting to share? Info. Is your education system really so shitty that they use the exact same tests year after year? Because if not, I don't really see how this could be used for cheating, rather than just being study aids or practice tests. Just say you don't keep them, problem solved. Not the asshole. I would say something like, I don't keep items like that. The ethical issue doesn't seem to bother her at all, so there's no sense going down that path. Not the asshole. The way you tell her is, no. If you don't want to discuss the ethics involved, then either tell her that you didn't keep them, or just state that you don't owe her an explanation. Not the asshole. Of course you're not the asshole here. Your kid works hard to earn his good marks. Her kid can work hard too. Ridiculous to expect you to share those tests, so her kid doesn't have to put the work in. They aren't your tests to give. They belong to your son. You could ask the teacher if the tests change yearly, and if it is okay to share as a study guide. But it is ultimately up to your son if he wants to share his work with anyone.